welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. If you're new here, hi, thanks for stopping by, checking out my channel. My channel, it's all about crochet, a little bit about knitting, a little about yarn, and my journey in this fantastic yarny community. Hey, returning subscribers, thanks so much for coming and spending a little bit of your Monday with me. I do appreciate it. Mondays are usually my Make Along Monday update, but I have to tell you something. I had a very unproductive weekend. It's been a few weeks that have just been, so yeah, it was one of those weekends where, I'll be honest with you, I didn't do anything. I just couldn't get motivated. And that's okay. I'm giving myself the grace to say that that's okay. I can get back on track this week. It's not that big of a deal. I did on Sunday spend a little bit of time working on my Double Dog Dare knit blanket. Not a whole lot, but enough. And I did start a third Haven Light cardigan to send to Michigan. And I spent some time putting borders on some squares. I did, I think, over 60 of them. I'm hoping by the end of today, because I have another whole box over here, I should have enough to put together a blanket. And I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'm hoping Friday I'll have a whole blanket to show you. This weekend was just, it was a weird weekend. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't find the energy or the enjoyment of doing a big project. It was an emotional weekend. Our oldest granddaughter, Sydney, moved into her college dorm, and she's a college freshman this year. I'm blown away by her and her courage, and we're so proud of her. She's freshman at Ball State University this year. That girl is destined for great things. We could not be any more proud of her. It's just amazing to me to see this little person turning into a grown adult, and it's just it's amazing. So yeah, it's been an emotional weekend. Like I said, not so much got done, but that's okay. Well, I'll get back on it this weekend or this week, and we'll make some significant progress. I am completely and utterly blown away by the amount of support and enthusiasm, and I'm stunned and a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of packages I have received in the last week with all these amazing granny squares in them. I think between Friday and Saturday, I had 7 more packages show up. I have not gone down to the mailbox today. I don't know how many's in there today. You guys, it floors me, the outpouring in this yarny community, the love and support, not only for this project, but for me in general and my husband, and everybody who is going through something. This yarny community has just been such a special place to be a part of, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. The number of podcasters who are shouting me out and supporting this little effort of mine to help those of you who can't send a whole blanket, it's astounding. So I do want to say though, when I was putting the borders on some of the squares this weekend, there were a few, not a lot, but there was a few that I had to set aside that I can't use. A couple of them were because their ends weren't sewn in enough and there wasn't enough extra yarn for me to redo them, and the squares are falling apart. So when you are sewing in your ends on your squares, please make sure that they are not going to come out, because I would really hate for these blankets to go through the wash one time and fall apart on these kids. These are important memento for them from when they leave camp, and I would hate to be the one who gives them something that falls apart. That would just, no, that's not going to work. So please be vigilant on putting your ends in nice and tight so that they're not going to come out on the kids. Also, please make sure you're keeping as close as you can to a 5x5 square. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm okay with that. Even if it goes to a little bit towards 6, that's fine. But they need to be square. There were a couple of them in the box that were not square. One of them even had like scalloped edges, and I don't have the time and or the energy or the skills to square that off. So that one got set aside. And some of them just weren't square. So let's be vigilant about that. Let's make sure that our squares are square, that our ends are tied in tight, and that these blankets that we're sending home with these kids do not fall apart in the first wash. I found in my stash 6 skeins of Caron Simply Soft in white, and I have 1, 2, 3 Caron 1-pounders, or the Lion Brand Pound of Love in a sand color. I have one in a peachy color. I have a brushed yellow that I'm using. So these squares are gonna be kind of out there, and I'm okay with that. My husband asked if he could have, once we figure out the numbers, he's like, can I put together a blanket? So he's going to put one together once I get all the squares bordered. He's going to put a blanket together, and then I'm going to sew it up for him. So he's going to pick the squares out. Other than that, I'm just going to randomly pick them, but I'm going to let him pick out a bunch of squares that he wants to put in a blanket. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on around here. Wednesday, I do have a yarn haul to show you. I've been sitting on a yarn haul that I got from Universal Yarns that I can't wait to show you. Friday, I will have a ton of granny squares to show you, and I'll show you the progress I'm making on my third cardigan. Luckily, Jackie at Crochet HD, my evil twin, she must have read my mind. She pushed off the deadline on her I Love the 80s Cal to the 15th of September, which takes the pressure off me for that one. I will get this Jacob's Ladder blanket done by the 15th of September, but I am not going to have time to finish the blanket for Judy by next week. I'm going to try, but I doubt that it'll be a complete blanket. So I probably won't have anything to turn into her this month, although I will finish that blanket because I love the way it's turning out. I love that modern granny square almost better than I like, well, way better than I like a regular granny square. I love the look of the modern granny square. It is a yarn eater. It does take up a lot of yarn, but I think it just is, I don't know, I like it. I think it's different, but it's comforting and you know, recognizable, but in a more modern way. So I'm enjoying that blanket a lot. So I am working on all these things. It's last weekend was unproductive. I'm okay with that. So anyway, that's all that's going on around here. I just wanted to pop in real quick and say hello. I hope you all had a great weekend. I hope you have a really good week coming up, productive, and those of you in California who are dealing with the tropical storm and earthquakes and everything that's going on out there. Please be safe. Check in with us and let us know you're okay. The rest of you, please know that I'm thinking of you all the time and making sure that you all come back to see us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And above all, be kind to everyone, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday. Bye.